Hey y'all, Stone Cold Sailor here. Got another hot topic of the day for you. And what we're going to talk about, or I'm going to give my opinion about, is the no-fly list and you're not being able to get a gun if you're on the no-fly list. Now, just like anyone else, I don't want some moronic terrorist being able to get a gun. But the way we're doing it is wrong. That's simple. Now I'm going to tell you why. In order to get onto the no-fly list, there are a variety of constitutional amendments, constitutional rights being violated. Your rights, my rights. Okay? In the Constitution and in our form of government, you are considered innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. That's the way it's set up. The burden of proof falls on the prosecution, or in this case, the government, the federal government, to prove you should be on that list. Now, here's where I have the problem at. You are guaranteed in the Constitution of the United States the right to face your accuser in the court of law. You don't get to do that in this case. You are guaranteed the ability to aid in your own defense. In this case, you don't even get a defense because you don't even know what's going on. In fact, you don't find out till you go to an airport to board a plane. Under the Constitution of the United States, you have every right to review all evidence against you. Not with the no-fly list. See, it's a secret court, folks. The only ones who know about it, as far as when it's going to convene, is the government. You don't get a letter in the mail telling you be at court at this date and this time. You don't get a chance to defend yourself, and the burden of proof is not on the government. So they've already violated plenty of yours and mine, our constitutional rights. This is a bogus process. There is no due process. Imagine, if you would, if they were to turn around, the federal government, and say, if you're on the no-fly list, you can't have a Facebook page. We're going to block you. We're going to block you from going to any rallies or protests. We are going to block you from going to worship in whatever religion you may be. But no. We're fine with them saying, we're going to stop you from getting a gun. We're fine with them violating the Second Amendment. All in the name of safety, right? One of our founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, once said, those who would trade freedom for security deserve neither. Think about that. The only thing that's going to keep our constitutional rights intact is the Second Amendment. That's why it's rated up there so high. You can't write a letter to the editor if you're on the no-fly list. Let the government say that. How my check is going to be raised. A whole lot. Why is it not the same with our Second Amendment? What if they turned around and told you, you cannot vote if you're on the no-fly list? Because let's face it, folks, there's a lot of cases in which people getting into office via elections is a lot more dangerous than the Second Amendment. Now, there's an appeals process, but see, all your constitutional rights have already been violated. But there's an appeals process. So let's talk about that for a moment. You can appeal the government's decision to put you on the no-fly list. My two concerns with the no-fly list is this. One, all of the constitutional rights that have been violated just for your name or my name or anyone else's name to get put on the no-fly list. Two, it's the federal government. It's a whole lot of people. And if you don't think there's room for a mistake, misspelling of a name, and you're on the no-fly list. I mean, you don't know until you go catch that plane that you need to catch for that job interview or that promotion, or maybe a family member's funeral or friend's funeral, or the last chance to get to say goodbye to a family member. You don't find out until you get to the airport to catch the plane. That's how you find out you're on the no-fly list. You don't get a letter, a phone call, nothing. And it could all be a mistake. I mean, it was for a few years back for a prominent senator from Massachusetts named Ted Kennedy. That's right. One of our very own United States senators, before he passed away, was on the no-fly list. How long did it take Ted Kennedy to get off that no-fly list? 6 months. And this was a very powerful man in Washington, D.C. So if it took Ted Kennedy 6 months, how long do you think it's going to take an average citizen like myself or you to get off that no-fly list? Folks, your rights are being violated. They're being taken away in secret courts. Stand up. Say no to them taking away yet another list or another right guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of America. Say no more. Washington, D.C. is more than happy. The politicians in Washington, D.C. are more than happy to take away your constitutional rights, my constitutional rights. But when it comes to people coming across our borders, oh, leave the borders open. You kidding me? Put America first. Quit trampling on our rights. Don't tread on me. I did not spend 20 years serving my country. I took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And right now I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to clue y'all in on something. The biggest enemies of the Constitution of the United States of America do their business in a big white building with a big dome in Washington, D.C. called the Capitol Building. They are the senators who are pushing to strip your Second Amendment rights because you're put on no-fly list. They are the senators and the representatives who agree with people being put on this no-fly list. American citizens. I'm not talking about the people from other countries. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about American citizens being put on the no-fly list without any due process, multiple violations of your constitutional rights, and you don't even know it. And now they want to take away another constitutional right, your Second Amendment right, the right to keep and bear arms. The reason that right was put in to the Constitution was to, in case we ever had to rise up against the tyrannical government. Folks, do not let them take that right away. This is Stone Cold Sailor signing off for right now. And I'll talk to y'all later. I'm sure there'll be another hot topic. Y'all take care now. Bye.